it is Jillian here from Connections Early Years Feeding Center, and for our Friday outdoor learning video this week, we have a very special guest. I would like to welcome Leo Silvestri, and he is the local butterfly man. So today Leo is going to talk to us about different ways that we can help create pollinator patches and especially create food sources for monarch butterflies, and walk us through some of his process because Leo has been working on this for quite some time now, and he has so much knowledge that we are hoping to learn from today.
Well, I guess your first question was why are you called a butterfly man, right? And what sort of work do you do with the butterflies? Hi everybody. This is a bad morning to read or to give you some information from a cold morning right here on Neary Street, but nevertheless, I will try my best. First of all, let me rephrase that. This is not a butterfly man. They call me now the Milkweed Man. And here is why. There's over hundreds of thousands of people doing the same things that we're doing all over North America, caring for the monarchs, whether they're planting milkweed or whether they're raising them, it doesn't matter. It's all about helping the monarch population. So basically, the wife and I, back in 2017, we found out about the monarch declining. We decided to do the same thing. But instead of doing the same as everybody else and just leave it at that, we took it a step further by creating a sort of like a network with people that wanted to plant butterfly gardens, specifically milkweed. And how we did that is I went to the field, I found out where these milkweed plants were in the fall of 2017, and I started harvesting some of these pods, which then became clean milkweed seeds, dried, kept them in the fridge, and then we pass them on to other members and other people in the community that wanted to plant them and created their own butterfly garden. We've also did a few mail campaign, and we sent our own seeds from Windsor and Essex County, believe it or not. They went to different parts of Canada and also United States, because the common milkweed, it's one of the most popular species used by the monarch during the breeding season. So we figure as long as it's native, it can grow anywhere across Canada and the United States. And that's what we did. So due to the abundance of these seeds in our county, and with the help of some of our group members, we'll try to make them available to anybody, especially our own neighbors and friends here in Windsor and Essex County, for any time that they want to create a butterfly garden. So that in itself, I think, it gave me the nickname of the Milkweed Man. This is the part that scares a lot of people because it is invasive. If you put it in a garden, it kind of spreads all over through the underground roots. But if you can contain it, in a container or pots, I got some bigger containers in there. But anyways, then they're not going to invade anything because they got the roots, so they got no place to go. And yet the plants will come back every year, just the same. And the butterflies just love them anyways.
So what are some threats faced by butterflies?
Okay, well, the big declining of the monarch population in the last 20 years has been really a big concern among all the experts and biologists all over North America. Through their studies, they found 3 of the major causes that responsible for the declining. One, of course, is the climate change, and unfortunately, we cannot do much about that because that is up to our politicians and all the countries around the world. The other is the continuing loss of trees in the overwintering grounds due to legal and also illegal logging down to Mexico. Now, this is kind of hard to understand for some of us around here because we don't know what these butterflies go through in the winter when they fly from Canada and US all the way down to Mexico. But they go to an area, a specific area that they've been doing over and over for hundreds of years, where the temperature never goes below freezing, and also there's a great amount of humidity in the air so that they can just kind of gather together among these plants and these branches and trees where they spend 2-3 months. Now, due to the illegal logging, some of the companies or some of the individual, I guess, they cut trees in areas where it blocks the wind. It's sort of like a blanket, around the sanctuaries where they overwinter. So if those trees they'll continually will be removed, then the cold weather will get to them, and if it goes below freezing, then there's a chance that many of them will not survive, through the winter. But anyway, that's an issue. Again, it's up to the government of Mexico and the World Wild Foundation that works with them to take care of that part. Now, the other is the loss of habitats all over North America through the breeding grounds due to land development, the pesticides spraying, and excessive mowing, an area where the milkweed and wildflowers provide the needs for their life cycle. So, in other words, we cannot stop the progress of the city's housing needs or commercial plazas and stuff like that either. So really, the only thing we're left here to help these monarch is by creating these habitats in the safest area where there will be no pesticide spraying, there will be no developing, and it's basically our backyards.
What flower does the butterfly like the most?
We kind of went through a few the most popular that I found on the internet, and what works better in this location as far as containers and pots, and as far as them, is the 5 or 6 that I made a kind of recipe. The echinacea, the black-eyed Susan, the butterfly bush, then the Mexican sunflower, and the lantana. That's the other one. Lantana's a good flower. So I mean, the space is limited. You can only have so many of these things, especially because of these spots that they get really hot during the summer. And even though we water them, 2-3 times a day, still they're always wilted.
And that is going to be something that we focus on this year, especially in our outdoor learning, is how you can use your own backyards, like Leo said, to make these safe habitats for butterflies. And Leo has an amazing setup, so you don't necessarily have to have a large backyard. Even a balcony will do. But we'll learn more about that a little bit later. But something that you might have seen a lot on social media lately is the idea of a butterfly way. So I'm going to see if Leo can explain what a butterfly way is and why they're important to butterflies.
Okay, well, the butterfly way actually is something that I just came across not too long ago, and we did join the David Suzuki Foundation. I guess they've been doing it for a few years now, but like I said, we were busy with our own thing. We created a butterfly enthusiast group here in Windsor and Essex County, and mainly we were doing kind of the same thing as the Suzuki Foundation is doing, but only on a smaller scale in our own backyards and our own neighborhoods of family and friends. Well, this organization actually, it's doing it all over Canada, and that's what got the interest in quite a few of our members. I believe there are about 15 or 20 of us that I became rangers, whatever they call us. Basically, what we're going to be doing is encourage our friends, the family, and neighbors to plant not only milkweed but also wildflowers and native plants to help our pollinators. So that's basically what this thing is all about. Now, it is a good thing, really, for butterflies and pollinators, because this is not that it is required a group of people doing any kind of work. It can only be done by one person in one street. You're just starting your own, you share it with your neighbor, and then you walk down the street, telling others if they want to get involved. And before you know, you could have hundreds of these pollinator gardens in any street, if I say. Now imagine, if you have that many, how many more butterflies and bees you'll be attracting in your own street.
So that's great, just like Leo says too. Butterfly Way is a connection of different butterfly gardens, but it starts with one person sharing their seed, which exactly sounds like what you've been doing for a couple of years now. So it's not as overwhelming as it sounds. It sounds like it's definitely possible.
Yeah, this is where I start my seedling, the seeds at this time of the year, just to give them a couple of weeks of head start. Mm-hmm. And that way I'll always have extra plans for friends and new members or whatever when they come along.
So for our next question, which is a little bit similar, how can community members help butterflies?
Well, I personally think that if children see their parents or grandparents doing something about our pollinators, they will also learn the importance of having these gardens in their future, when they grow up. I'm sure it will give them a sense of accomplishment in helping nature, and also by providing food and shelter of what we consider some of God's most important and delicate creatures, like our pollinators. Besides, watching butterflies and bees flying around their properties during the summer, it would also make them appreciate their beauty and feel very proud for creating these gardens for future generations to enjoy. So that's what it's all about. I mean, it's not reinventing the wheel. Some of these flowers, whether they were native or non-native, they've been here all over our fields for hundreds of years, and these creatures have done their thing on their own. There was never really a necessity for the human to intervene to the point where, well, now we have to worry about helping them, because otherwise they'll go extinct, and then they'll disappear. So if we could all chip in by planting a few of these flowers or a few of these milkweed and the Monarch case, we'd be all doing our part and everybody will be happy. That's it.
And that's a great way of looking at it. It's something that we can really admire, the natural beauty of these pollinators. Like you said, it's something so fantastic to watch. And to watch it with your kids or your grandkids is also a really amazing opportunity. And that was one of the things that I thought was so interesting when we were looking you up online, is how you really kept that in mind as how it can bring people together, which is amazing. And that's one of the reasons we wanted to interview you so badly.
Thank you.
So thank you for joining us.
Sorry about the Italian accent and the cold weather that we're freezing.
No, we really appreciate it. I think you had so much information and so much knowledge to share, and I hope this inspires some people to try a pollinator garden, even if it's just a few milkweed seeds to start.
Yep.
And see where it goes.
We have lots of them.
Yeah, you have shown that a little can go a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, and thank you everyone for watching this video. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to contact us at Connections. We'll also have some links included below. But again, thank you for watching, and thank you for connecting with us. We will be back to talk about more pollinator ideas very soon.